Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth interview of Tournament Strategy Week here at OC University. Those of you who are new, OC University is basically this improvement-focused OC hub where our goal is to sort of bridge that gap between top players and the general community. So in keeping with that theme, something we do here is these series of interviews where we dedicate 1 week to a specific topic, and we have a bunch of different players lined up to do interviews. And joining me today for the fourth tournament strategy interview is Apraxia. Oh my god, hello.
Hey,
Hey.
man.
So I think you have quite a reputation as a tournament player, but just in case anyone is not super familiar with who you are, could you just give a brief introduction in who you are in the community and what people probably know you as?
Um, so yeah, people know me as that guy who trolled on that one map in 2019 and missed at the end and took a screenshot. That's what I'm known as. But actually, I think everyone just knows me as like that tournament player who's just a tournament addict and was on a lot of super teams. Yeah, I think that's really it.
People probably recognize you as the captain for the US team as well, United States,
That's true.
since 2017 through 19.
Yes.
And I guess forming the team that ended up stomping the World Cup for many years in a row. So, very interested in hearing insights on that. But before we get too into that, I want to ask also about sort of how you got into tournaments in the first place and sort of when that was, how that happened.
Okay. So this was way back in the day. I was like rank 1K. And I got asked to join a 4-digit tournament. I was like on the cusp of being a 3-digit, right? So I got asked to be in literally a rank restricted tournament. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I played in that. It was kind of cool. And then eventually I just started playing more and more tournaments. But even before that, I think the main reason I want to see it good was because I watched the OWC 2015 Grand Finals, and I was like, that literally has to be me. Like that has to be me. I have to go and play there. I was so determined once I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go play in the World Cup for USA.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, as far as sort of getting more involved, as you said, you were on like a lot of super teams over the years. Is that something that just kind of happened randomly, or I guess can you tell us a bit about like how your progression with getting on stronger and stronger teams happened?
Okay. Yeah. So I wasn't on the best teams to start, right? Like, I first played 4-digit tournaments. And then I moved on to a group called No Memes Allowed. And that was my main group for a while. I played with like Minwoo and Pizza, um, and like some Japanese players. And I guess eventually we had Cookies. He joined our team once. Uh, I forgot. I forget why that happened. But I think it happened one time. It was kind
So,
of weird.
wait, who invited you to No Memes a lot, actually?
So No Memes Allowed, I really like wasn't invited. It was like it started because Minwoo and I played Dual Cup One together, and that was just our team name. He just made that team name. And then we got together with like a bunch of Texas players. So it was kind of just like a Texas team, and then we added like Japanese people. Uh, yeah. So
Oh, okay. And this was in
yeah.
2017, I think.
No, this was in 2016. 2016.
Oh, shoot. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Um, but then after that, I'm looking at my tournament history to see. Uh, I don't know. I guess I just like slowly was climbing into 3-digit and just started signing up for random tournaments. Um, yeah, eventually, I guess no memes allowed. And then Monko had a team called Hot Grills, I think, and we
Right.
had a team merge once, and it went horrifically. But that's how I like really got to know Monko and play with him for the first time, I guess. So that started something, right? Um, and then after that, somehow I played a 2v2 tournament with Cookie Z. So
Oh,
I guess that helps maybe boost your resume.
right.
So we got third. And then I would say what really set me off it was when I went to play NAT 17 and I beat Toy in quarterfinals. And that
Oh, that's right.
was yeah, that was like one of the that was like a really really big win for me.
Yeah, I ref that
Uh
match. I remember that.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Oh, okay,
'Cause
okay.
I think the bot died or something, so I like refed you guys, and then afterwards you were like, "Dude, I cannot believe."
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like it was crazy. And Toy messaged me after. He's like, "You're gonna be on the World Cup team."
Oh my god.
So yeah, and so I would say when like I really joined a good super team was when I made my OHC 17 team, um, which had like players like the Poon, Musty, Tony,
Right.
Happy Stick, Idkey, you. Um, yeah, so I would say that like that was my first super team, even though like it technically really wasn't even a super team. Like there
That
were
was an
a few
underdog team.
teams. Yeah, it was an underdog team. There were like teams that were better than us, but we were the underdog and we managed to come out on top there. So I guess that's where it started.
Okay. Actually, what happened to Dynam Hot Girls? Was that just
Oh, I guess let me see. Oh, I guess that was also around that time. Oh, and we also had Content is Hot. Oh, I forgot about that
Oh
too.
shoot. And that was all, so I think a lot of it was with Monko. Is that right? Monko 2K?
Yeah, I guess a lot of it was with Monko. Yeah, but then he ditched and got invited by Flavin
Oh my god.
to play. Sorry,
In
to play in the
OHC?
tournament. Yeah, to play OHC. And then
That's unlucky.
they got shafted. So yeah, get owned.
Let's go. So yeah, because I remember you formed that OHC team yourself, and I guess to sort of credit it as the first super team that you got on, but it was also at the same
Mhm.
time was a team that you made yourself. Um,
Yeah.
could you actually talk about like why exactly you made that team and like I guess the backstory behind like I think we made the team kind of late into team formation for that tournament. So okay, for context, by the way, OHC is basically Corsace, but the old name for Corsace. So those of you listening,
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really remember that much. But like I remember OHC was, really high quality because I played it in 2016. So OHC has always been like a very high quality tournament. So I was like, okay, I guess I didn't get invited to a team, so I was like, yeah, I gotta make one. And I think that's one of the most important things to recognize is like if you think you're good and you're not getting invited to a team, then you have to make one. Like just straight up, that's what has to happen.
right?
Um, so I decided to do that. I think I just started searching for players who were good. I think I started with probably like you and Tony, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I started with you and Tony, and then I forget who I wanted to get like the Poon
It was
too.
Azer.
Oh, I got Azer. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yes.
I got Azer. Um, and then I got the Poon who wanted Musty, and then I guess Idkey and Happy Stick somehow got in there. I don't
S-
remember how, but
You had asked Idkey if you wanted to play, and then he like gave you like a really troll answer, and you were like, okay, I guess he doesn't want to play with me. But then we were
mhm.
running it because everyone had teams already, so we were like, okay,
Yeah,
we didn't know who to ask. And we mostly wanted NA time zones, like American time zone. So
yeah,
then we ended up asking Idkey again because like he didn't really say no the first time, so you just asked him again, and he was like, okay, I'll play. And yeah, Happy Stick as well hadn't been asked for a team yet, so that is how that happened. So that was our team, yeah. An underdog win, long story short. But I think what is interesting and I want to ask you about is sort of your motivation to be the captain for a lot of teams that you played, especially the first time you played in the World Cup, you were also the captain. So
hmm
were there any like inspirations for you? And then I guess do you have any advice to those who want to captain their own team as well?
Okay, well, I think the first thing is that I know I'm reliable. And I know a lot of people in this community are not reliable. So that was one of the first things I was like, okay, like you need to be reliable and you need to, be able to communicate with people and tell them like, hey, you need to do shit. You need to play the map pool. Like, I'm gonna spam ping you and get you to get on.
Right.
You know, and I don't know. I just thought it was always like cool to be, recognized as the captain. Like you're the leader, right? And I guess like Silver was the leader back then in 2015. So I was like, oh man, that'd be cool if I was the leader one day. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it just has to do with those things, like being like wanting to manage the team. Because not a lot of people want to do it. They just want to sit back and play. Like honestly, I don't know why. That seems to be the case. So I guess that's it. Do you have any follow up to that?
Oh yeah. So I want to also ask, like, for creating teams, I guess like team balance, team formation, things like that, especially making the underdog team in OHC. But then also after that, I think you helped with the team formation for the World Cups pretty much ever since 2017. So, was there? I guess like, do you have any strategies for like balancing the roster a certain way, or do you just kind of pick all the best players and hope it's a good team, or how does that work?
Okay, yeah. So when I make a team, I definitely think about what players cover. Um, so you have to think about all of the skill sets in a map pool. Like there's like literally every slot, like no mod 1 through free mod 3. You have to think who's going to play that map, and you need to have like 4 or 5 players that play that map. So normally, like it's good to find players with overlap, right? Like you want people to be able to play as many maps as possible, but obviously not every player you get is going to be able to play every map. So at first you want to start by building a roster with players who are like generally comfortable at a lot of things, or it even doesn't have to be like that. It's just like if you want to get players that you're comfortable with, just however you start the roster is going to determine how you should finish the roster, right? That's the most important thing.
Right.
So if you like starting with me, you, and Tony, right? Like I am very speed, I'm very DT and hard rock focused. So I'm really not gonna play hidden that much, really, or not really aim either.
Right.
Um,
I think I was sort of the
you,
opposite, pretty much.
yeah, you're pretty much the opposite. Like you played like hidden and aim, pretty much exclusively, I would say. And then Tony plays like hidden and DT, and not really hard rock at the time, I think.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
yeah, so just about finding other people who would fit in our skill sets. Um, so, for example, like Musty was actually like really good at DT back then,
Yeah, and Hard Rock,
but
I'm pretty sure.
and Hard Rock, yeah. So he like fits that role. And then the Poon, he's well known for playing a bunch of no mod, and then you can also add on hidden as well. So he'd play stuff like that. And then Idkey, he's well known as the HR player, no mod 1 player. But you get my point. I should use
Right.
like a more drastic example. Like I think one of the things that teams find the hardest to fill is like probably speed. Um, Speed or reading, right?
Right.
Like, okay, my most recent example was Course Ace 21, which I was about to play in before I decided to not play and quit. But yeah, when forming that team, I was like,
Oh, which team did you form?
uh, the one that got second, Whitecat Emrek, Taquito, Zudinator.
Oh, so
They got
you
second.
so you put
I
that
made,
team together,
yeah,
basically?
I made that team. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so I started with just me, Taquito, and Zudinator because, like, honestly, I was like, dude, these players need a team that's good. I would feel
Oh,
bad if they don't have a team. And also, I wanted the team to counter, um, Whispering Almond, um, which had Fancy Lad, Airyu, Badu, Bartek, Bellman,
Right.
all like the favorites to win, and they
Right.
did end up winning. So yeah, I got Zuninator and Taquito, and they're both very hidden focused. And then I also got Emrek and White Cat somehow. So really, that's a really good example. It's like, okay, what else do I need to fill this team? Because White Cat, Emrek, Taquito, Zuninator. What's missing there? Really, it's a lot of speed. Zuninator can't play speed. I guess Emrek, Taquito, and White Cat can play speed, but not at the upper
Right.
echelon of
Like
tournaments.
only certain kinds of speed also, I feel like.
Yeah. So that's another thing. So I ended up asking Dust Ice and Okinamo, who both do that sort of thing.
Right.
Both like playing speed, especially Dust Ice. So yeah, I'd say like filling speed or knowing what to fill once you get these core players is super important. I forget
Yeah.
who we got last on that team though. Oh, I guess we got Fiery too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I
Yeah.
think that's more of like tech, gimmick, things like that. No more hard rock.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, because at a certain point, like you have like even if you have 7 players that can play speed maps, only 4 of them can go in anyway. So it's kind of a waste.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I was so close. I was trying to get a Koro, and I feel like if we got a Koro, we might have won the tournament. Like, I'm not
Wow.
gonna lie. I was so close to getting him, but Koro wanted to add someone else, and I was like, oh, we don't have room. So
Oh,
I couldn't get a Koro, so I was like, damn. I feel like we
wow.
maybe would have won if we got a Koro. Because, Bad Dude was super hard carrying them that tournament. I don't know if you were watching, but Bad Dude was
Yeah.
hard carrying them that tournament. He's the only reason why they won so easily. It would have been super close if there was someone to counter him. So,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, I think like knowing the weaknesses of the players that you already have is just as important as knowing what they're good at also. Because
Mm-hmm.
you might end up putting someone on the team that actually does not have a role at all. And do you have any examples of that actually? Like maybe in past World Cups also, where like you put someone on the team hoping they would play certain things, but then like it was like oversaturation of that skill set, and then they really didn't have a role.
Ooh. Oh. I would say the best example is you.
Oh,
If I'm being
really?
completely honest, yeah. Um, like in 19, you didn't get to play much
Okay,
because,
that's actually so true. I was
yeah,
such an eighth in 2019.
yeah. In 2019, like you barely got to play anything at all. Because like we had 4 for all these aim maps or like hidden maps or stuff that you would normally play.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember
yeah.
in like during AX, that was in like July, so months before the World Cup. I was in the car with Toy talking about the World Cup team, and
Mhm.
I was like, whoever ends up the 8th player in like this year's World Cup, like they're literally not going to play it. Like we could put whoever we want. Like we could put Spaghetti Cat and like whoever wants a free World Cup badge. So
Yeah. Trying to think of another example.
I think we talked about Ed kind of had that role in 2020.
Oh yeah, that's pretty true. Um, yeah, like he really only played like No Mod 2, I guess. Uh, Not much more than that, honestly. There are probably a few more maps, but yeah. I had another example. That was from a long time ago. Uh, Air, you might get mad at me, but when we were in Rubber Conquest in like way back when, it was hella. I don't know. It was hella funny. We were playing OCWT 9, um, and Airyu was just there.
Oh my
He was just
god.
there. Yeah, we were just way too dominant back then. Like it didn't matter who we got as our 7th and 8th. I don't know if you
Right.
remember that.
Yeah. Oh, of
Yeah,
course I remember. We had
yeah,
like
yeah.
okay, no. But that's actually the worst example. But when we had like Rafis and Wolf, that was like the most
Oh,
extreme example for Gaff. And like we probably could have done better, but we didn't care about that tournament at all.
uh,
So we just kind of lost.
yeah. Screw Gaff, dude. Oh my goodness, that was a nightmare. I can't believe we lost, bro. That's great. The maps were so easy. That was the problem.
It's so funny.
Oh, freaking Gaff, man.
But
Whatever.
yeah, so I guess that's mostly about like team formation. Do you have any like sort of key takeaways for captaining teams and I guess forming team rosters in general?
Um, just like don't be scared. Like, don't wait for someone to ask you, man. Like, I think it's as simple as that. You gotta put yourself out there and go make a team sometimes. Just play with some friends who are around your skill level if you want to. And it really isn't that hard, I would say, to get people to say yes. Like a lot of people are just waiting to be asked, and some people don't play because even though they're good and they could be on your team and they could be like the best player on your team, but like no one asked them, you know.
Right.
Um, I'm speaking more to like not top tier teams. But just like any person who's trying to go and make a team for, whatever tournament for like 4v4, 3v3 tournament that they're trying to play, you know.
Right. And I think also, okay, so related to that, those like channels in the Discord server that's like you can post if you're looking for a team.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on this?
yeah. Well, no, I think they're good for people who are searching for players. Um, like it doesn't really apply. I don't think it applies for people trying to make super teams, but like for everyone else, it's extremely relevant. Like, there are people looking for teams and they don't want to make like clearly they don't want to make a team, right? They're like, oh, please come PM me on Discord. I want a team to play on,
You're right.
like literally. Um, but no, they're definitely good. Like, so if you want to be a captain and go make a team, like you can search in there and find some good players, hopefully around your skill level, or like a little bit above your skill level. You can get a little carried, So
Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's actually not that hard to captain, in my opinion, and like
Mhm.
build a team.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Right.
Um, I think it's super easy. Like you just gotta, make a team and then flame people, try to make them practice. It doesn't always happen. You try your best and you strat, I guess. I don't know. Like I guess we'll get into that later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stratting, but you
Yeah,
know,
I was actually just about to ask about that.
yeah.
So I guess as far as like communicating with your team and like I guess decision making during matches especially, like how much of the final say should the captain have? Or like how much of it should just be like I guess majority vote to a certain extent? Or like
Hmm.
yeah. I guess how much power should an individual player have to overrule like what most of you are saying, even though it's not the captain's say?
Wow. Okay. Interesting question. Um, do you have any examples of this? I'm kind of curious because
Um,
I feel like this rarely ever happens, if ever. You know?
I think it's just like okay. The first example that came to mind. I don't know if you remember
Okay.
SST when Toy was not on our team, but he was like he would like join our voice calls and he told us to pick some I don't know what map it was, probably Hard Rock. It's some we like had no idea what to pick. We were actually hopeless. And then Toy like asked for the MP and he was like, you guys should pick this one map. And none of us were like very sure of that choice. We were like, okay, Toy, all right. And then we just picked it and we ended up winning. And he was like, yeah, I know my team. Let's go. That map was so close, but he was just like, yeah.
Wait, what? I don't remember that at all.
Oh no.
Is that the one with me, you
Yeah.
Monk Laser?
Yes. Yeah.
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 What the heck?
That was like really early stage, so
Oh, wait, what? Okay. That's interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
But I guess
What?
just stuff like that, but on a more like basically, should a non-captain have the power to do that, in your opinion, or should the final say always be whatever the captain decides?
Um, no, I think everyone should be contributing. Like honestly, it's important to gauge what the people, what your teammates, sorry, are feeling, right? Um, so it's like, hey, I throw out a few picks, like, hey, let's pick. blank or blank. You know, do you? And you ask the people that are going to be in for those maps, like, hey, are you okay like playing this right now? You know, because some people they're like a lot of factors for picking maps, like, oh, you know, it's early in the morning. 15 UTC. I'm not warmed up. Oh my god, I can't play DT2. Oh my god, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's about communicating with your team, and you know, if like someone besides the captain wants to suggest a map, then like that's totally fine. You know,
Right.
um, yeah, but I think the captain is there to try and like deliver an idea of like what we should pick. But if like someone else has a better idea and they're like, hey, like they're really bad at this, blah blah blah. Like they see something the captain doesn't see, then you know, go for it.
Okay. So it can really be anyone's say. Like if I feel like playing some certain map, then I can just be like, hey guys. Okay. So basically, like kind of everyone's sort of the captain.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent, like anyone can just be like,
Yeah,
hey, what do you guys think about X pick? Like if you feel like you are feeling good on a certain map, like you don't have to wait for the captain to suggest it. You can just
yeah.
say
Mm-hmm.
out loud, like, "Hey guys, I'm really down to pick X map," and sort of see what everyone else says. Like honestly, at least in my experience, like I sometimes forget who's actually the captain because everyone sort of
Mm-hmm.
takes that role. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
exactly.
so.
I think it depends. Like, you know, there are certain players um, who are super quiet. You know,
Yeah,
like Taquito. I guess that's one of the first ones that comes to mind. Like, he doesn't mic. Um, he just types in chat, and you know, he doesn't really care that much about what we pick. You know,
right.
um,
And then,
so
not to
there
say
are
it's a
people
bad
like that.
thing. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah, no. But it's just like, if what if everyone's like that? Then you know the captain has to be there to like be like, hey, guys, all right, let's discuss between these two or three picks. You know?
right.
Oh yeah, Vaxe, another great example. He doesn't care either. He doesn't care what we pick, like
That's true.
literally at all. That's actually the best example. He doesn't give a crap what we pick. I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, sometimes he has some inputs like not feeling good on
Oh,
like aim is feeling off today or something like that. Then you
mm-hmm.
end up opting for, especially if you're playing around your best player, which typically I think you should. Whoever's playing the best that day, you should probably pick around them. But
Yeah,
if your highest skill cap player is not feeling the best that day, then you should still pick around them, but pick around what they're feeling most comfortable on, I think.
yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah. Uh
Okay, this is
yeah.
kind of awkward. I really got to go to the bathroom. I'll be
Oh,
right back.
okay, I'll go.
Stall. Okay, sorry.
Okay. All right. Intermission of well-timed Apraxia. Those of you who are listening live, you guys should join the OC University Discord server. Stay in touch. Yes, this is where everything happens. You can join the live chat, ask us questions. Those of you listening on YouTube or Spotify, is yeah. If you want to get directly involved, it's the best place to join. Is the OC University Discord server. Or follow us on Twitter. Actually, we have a Twitter where we announce things over at twitter.com/OC University. We need an OC University copy pasta. That's true, man. But yeah, if you guys want to support the content, by the way, interviews and stuff like that, the best thing you can do is really just to spread the word, share it to anyone you think might appreciate it. And also, you guys should check out Apraxia on Twitter at ANXOSU. And also, he has an alt account at, I think, is it Apraxia 12? Dude, Apraxia is actually such a beast. Okay, story time, story time. So, okay, well, what's a good Apraxia story, actually? Okay, so ODBC 2017, Apraxia, they said there was a speed map, No Mod 5, that like nobody could play because it was like really fast and also very dense at the same time. The map is called Forgotten. And
That's
bracket
true.
bracket reset of the 2017 match. I think it was like first pick or something, and Apraxia just hard carried. He was like, "Oh my god!" Can we get an impression of the 2017 moment?
Uh, I say sit the fuck down really loudly, like 4 times. I'm not gonna. My dad's here. I don't want to.
Yeah, and then we lost, so that was cool.
Yeah, I was really mad about that. But that's off topic, I guess. But yeah, I was really mad. Yeah.
Well, I guess we can talk about like um dealing with match results like that because I think that is actually an underrated sort of topic, like feeling like the favorite in a grand final, especially, and then sort of having the motivation to keep playing. I guess, do you have any like um wisdom is life learnings from? I mean, there have been a lot of second places like that. I feel like not just World Cup. So
Hmm. Um, man, like that match was extremely, extremely sad. Oh my god! Of course, the MP doesn't exist. I was looking it up right now, and it's gone.
oh no.
But yeah, I would say, hmm, it's extremely like I get it. It's extremely hard to try and pick yourself up when you are hard losing a match that you think you're favored to lose. But
Favorite to win, I think.
oh, sorry, favorite to win.
Right.
Yeah. Um, I would say the best thing you can do is like try and fake team morale. I do it all the time. Like there have been times like I'm normally on push to talk, and on my stream I just go like and start cursing.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm so mad on stream, but then I'm just like on team chat. I'm like, all right, nice try, guys. Let's go next. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? We go in DT2 here. You
Just
know?
move on.
Yeah. So I think it's important to not let out your aggression or your anger or like how tilted you are to your team. And because trust me, you and I both know this. If you let that out to your team, dude, the mood just starts dying and dying and dying.
Yeah, that's actually true. Like
Um,
nobody will want to say anything anymore because it's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
crap.
I think the I think the best example of that back in the day is definitely Fiery. I'm sorry, Fiery, but like Fiery would,
And
he
he's
used to
better
be
at it now.
Fiery's actually pretty reformed now. But
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years ago, Fiery was like really bad about morale. So like if he played bad on the map, he'd just be like, ah, I just can't playing so bad today. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
yeah, like so just honestly just fake it till you make it. That's literally the best strat. That's all you can do. That's all I try to do. Just try and fake it as much as you can. You know, it's
Right.
important to try and keep team morale up because positivity goes a long way, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. Or I guess like find like side quests is so to speak. Like I think people sometimes like care about their match cost. Like stuff like that
Oh
rather
yeah.
than actually get like winning the match. Like obviously that's the main goal of the match, but you can be like, "Oh, dude, my match costs." Or sort of like ascribe the okay, like instead of being like, "Oh no, we lost the point," or like we did really bad, it's just like, "Oh, my match costs," or something like that. It's sort of like have something to joke about or poke fun about.
Mm,
So
hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
um,
that's definitely true. That's
yeah.
true.
I also okay. So actually, in that regard, does a player's like mental or like vibe when playing with them like matter a lot when building like the World Cup team, for example, where you really want to get your best players? Like, how much of a role does like mental play in making the World Cup team?
Um, I think you and I both know that it's either zero or it's barely anything. Um, yeah, it really it as much as I'd like to say it's important. Really, what's important is how good you are at Osu.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
uh, yeah, you really even if someone has garbage mental, you gotta have them for the team because when
Yeah.
they play well, they're very good.
Yes.
Um, and you just have to like kind of factor that in that they might just their brain might explode. Um,
And just try to make sure that doesn't happen.
yeah, just try your best to make sure it doesn't happen. I've definitely Lord, I've dealt with so much of that BS.
Oh no.
But it's okay. It's okay. you just gotta move on
Yep.
and try and deal with it as best you can.
Yeah. I know. Okay, so what about for other teams that are like not World Cup? If you're making a super team, like, do you really prioritize just straight up good players, or is mental more of a factor?
Hmm. I think that depends on what you want as a captain, or what you want, you want your experience to be. You know.
Right.
Um. So it's like if you want to have fun and like be super positive the whole time, then you should just like get players you have fun with and have a good
You
mental.
just get Ignite on your team.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go. Oh, I wish I played a tournament. Oh my god,
Had you
such a
never?
cool guy. No, that
What?
guy,
Oh
that guy's
my
a
god.
legend.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Um, but yeah, if you want to like try and place as high as possible, then you might want to just go for the best players that you can get, which is probably what most people are doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
unrelated thought. Okay, give me your thoughts on this. So, way
Mhm.
back when, I think this was 2016. Yeah, I won't say who, but someone was trying to make a really strong team, like the best team that they could for a four-digit tournament. And so what they did to recruit players is they DM'd like rank 1001, 1002, 1003 and tried to get like just the highest rank in that rank range. Thoughts?
What are my thoughts? That's funny. You know what, that reminds me of one of my first tournaments. I'll come back to my thoughts, but that reminds me to one of the first tournaments I played, which was that four-digit tournament that I played in, and like literally the captain of that team, like I think he went around looking from the rank range of 1,000 to 1,100, and I think he looked at their top plays and decided if they would be good for the team or not.
Oh my god.
Like, not even joking. And back then, I don't even think that's that bad of a strategy.
No, that's
um,
actually true.
um, like I think we got second place that tournament. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, were you playing that, or
No,
you
I,
just
I'm
you just
I'm on
read
your
about it?
profile.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, okay. But my thoughts, like doing that. Wait, has someone actually done that? Like, or is
I'm sure
that just like
I'm sure
is that
someone
just like a scenario?
no, no, I mean that was actually like that was a real story that I told you earlier.
What? Like someone actually did that?
Yeah.
They oh, oh, um
Awkward.
oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I definitely I would look at people's top plays because if they play only TV size, then I'm definitely not asking them. you know,
Right.
like yeah, I think it's important to not be a farmer. So
True.
yeah, I would call that a troll strategy.
Okay. And actually, okay, and I guess this also sort of ties into like intel and like strategizing for matches, but like how much intel can you really get from someone's profile, and how much of it comes from I guess other things? Like what do you typically do for intel in the first place?
Okay, so Intel definitely has like nothing to do with the player's profile. Um,
I think it used to like way back when, but that's way
oh,
too
I
long
guess
ago.
that's true. I guess that's true way back when, but like
Not anymore.
now it's about knowing them, like player knowledge, and like searching for history of them, literally. And then also looking at past MP links of the tournament you're playing in. So I would say it's a lot of it is like if you don't know already, but I don't know, especially in the top at the top level, like pretty much everyone knows what everyone is good at already. You
Right.
know, um,
And if you don't know, then someone else does. So
that too. I guess yeah, you can just ask someone else. Um, yeah, in the top community, like there are people are willing to help each other out if they don't know, like
right.
what's good at what. Like I know that I've asked people before, like, hey, what is this dude good at? What should I
Yeah.
ban? You know, so yeah, other people is a good resource. but I also think that trying to find recent relevant tournaments that they've played in, if you are like really trying to figure out what they're good at, then yeah, recent relevant tournament history is good. Like if they've played any 1v1, like literally any major tournament, just like see what they play, how well they play on it, and then you can make decisions that way.
Right. I think also, and especially if it's a team tournament that you're
Mhm.
looking at like a player's intel, I think seeing not only what maps they went in for and the scores that they got, but also like what scores they weren't in for compared to the other players on the team. Like
Mm.
if there was a team with Airyu on it and Apraxia, and then Apraxia is the one who goes in for low AR hidden over Airyu, then
Uh-huh.
you might because you might know Apraxia's skill set, not the most biased towards reading and hidden, and you're trying to figure out if it's basically like problem solving. Like if Apraxia is going in over Airyu on this map, then you know. So
What's happening here?
yeah, what's going on? So I think strategizing like that is also like there's a lot you have to think about, I guess. So I know yesterday's interview with Bubbleman, we talked about how like looking at an MP link is only like the surface level of intel, and if you just take it as surface level, like you see someone got 800k on a speed map, then you're like, okay, they're good at speed. Like it's
Mhm.
not that surface level, you know?
Oh, like he's saying it's there's more, like there's way more to it than that.
Right. Like it's only one run on one day in certain conditions, and like you might play a
Mm-hmm.
lot better or worse, even like in bracket reset. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's definitely a super important factor, is like flukes,
Right.
one-offs, you know. Yeah.
So and okay, we can talk about like when you're in losers. Okay, so when you're in grand finals coming from the winners bracket, then when the grand finals happen, you have never played a match on the grand finals pool before, but the losers bracket finals has already played a match on that. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
like the team that's coming up from losers, you can look at their MP link and see how they perform on the like in the map pool already. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how valuable is that intel in your opinion?
Um, extremely, extremely valuable. I think it's like the most important thing about getting to winners grands. Honestly, I think, and there's like a layer of strategy that can be implemented into it, for the lower team too, depending on who they're playing against. But I think that coming from winners, like, you know, you're getting all this intel that they're not getting at all. Um,
And they have to beat you
Now,
twice.
yeah, and they also have to beat you twice, so they literally just have to be better, or like have to know everything that you're good and bad at, like perfectly. Um, there are also, like, you could also try and fake it. I don't know how many people have tried this, but you can try to fake being bad at the map if you know that another team is gonna auto lose it. I don't think people really do that though, but I've definitely thought about things like that before, like trying to throw for bad intel.
Oh,
Um,
right. As the
yeah,
losers bracket team.
yeah, as the losers bracket team, trying to throw for bad intel.
So
I think. Mhm.
yeah, I think in the situations where like you're coming from the losers bracket, but you know that like the third place team is not as good as you and that you're going to win that match anyway, then sometimes strategizing in a certain way to hide intel or give deceptive intel, like banning certain maps that you're really good at, just
Yeah, yeah,
because,
yeah. Mhm.
like, let's say it really doesn't matter what you pick in the losers match because you're going to win it,
Mhm.
then just banning your best maps or maps that you don't want the other team to know how you do. Like, I guess an extreme example is like if there was like a flashlight pool in the tournament, and then in the losers match, even though you practice the flashlight map, you banned it against like the other team in the losers, then that might make the other team maybe want to pick it against you or like leave it open. So little
Mhm.
strategies like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I would say that it, like things like that, they like rarely work though at the top level, but they can. Like I feel like some people get fooled by it.
Right.
Like random bans that they feel are like most people will realize like that's a stupid ban. Like they're trolling. They're like
Right.
a lot of people can just tell that that's trying to bait, like trying to bait them to thinking that they can't play the map at all, which is
Right.
like, false.
And
Um,
okay, one thing is like, okay, this isn't I think super applicable either, but like if you see someone who banned like No Mod 1 Hard Rock 1, it could be because they can't aim, or maybe just because they really didn't feel like playing those maps and they didn't care about what their bans were. Like sometimes you're
mhm.
like, I don't want to play these maps. I'm just gonna ban. Like I don't like the song, or I don't want to have to sit through 3.5 minutes of aim or something like that. So just because like a team banned certain, especially if it's a really strong team, because usually they don't care what they ban because they know that they'll be able to win on pretty much any map. So
Yeah. Yeah. Some teams like just try and ban off length, because they want the match to be quicker.
right.
So I guess that's like why there's like a lot of No Mod 1 Hard Rock 1 bans. Like I guess people think they're boring, they're long. Yeah.
No, RNG maybe. Is No Mod 1
Yeah.
actually RNG in your opinion?
You're really asking for my opinion on this?
Yeah, it was a question on the forum.
Of course I think No Mod 1 is RNG. Yes. AIM is literally RNG. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely it's RNG.
Is this an objective truth?
Um Maybe. No, not really. But
It might as well be.
I'd like to think it is, but it's not. Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Honestly, agreed.
What? You think No Mod 1's RNG?
Dude, it's actually so RNG.
You're a No Mod 1 player though.
Okay, that's actually true. No, it's not RNG. It's
Okay, thank you.
well, okay, it's RNG, but there's like RNG manips. I'll put it that way. So
What?
it's RNG manip
Okay.
no mod 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how you manip RNG on No
Dude,
Mod 1. All
okay,
right.
okay. Here's the strats. Okay, precision warm up, small CS.
Oh,
Good
that's the
night's
strat.
yeah, good night sleep the night before. Um, those
Yeah.
are like the two underrated like RNG manips for aim consistency and
Yeah.
yeah, hydration. Good.
Eating food.
Food. Oh, dude,
Oh
that's
my
a huge one.
god. I've heard I've heard so much BS from Habib being like, "Oh my god, I can't play because I haven't had food."
Oh,
I'm like,
dude.
"Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why do you need food to play the game?"
Dude, okay, some people are like, don't eat like soon before your match because you'll get like sluggish. But also
Uh-huh.
like don't not eat for like a day or something. Like don't forget to eat either. Cause
Yeah.
then like you can't control your fine motor skills. And it's
Yeah.
just a downward spiral. It's doomed.
I think sleep is really important though.
You're
Like
right.
unironically, sleep is super important. And also not being drunk is kind of important.
Oh, that's
I
also
I,
true.
I would know. Yeah. Unfortunately. But yeah, even more important than that, sleep. Like,
Yes.
yeah, even though sleep can be hard for, you know, certain regions, cough in a cough. Yeah,
So waking
getting
up at
schedule cocked.
7 a.m. for your match.
Oh yeah, especially Pacific people. I feel
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
like
EU privilege.
yeah,
Ugh.
actually EU privilege. I remember I was talking to Azer in his interview, but like people quit, or I don't know who, but people quit tournaments because of like scheduling, and especially
Mm.
like Asian players also get it kind of rough because like usually they have like cutoff hours for their computer or something like that because they're usually playing at like 11 p.m. to like 1 a.m. sometimes. So
Yeah, I know. Like, it's true for the Aussies too. Like, I think sometimes they have to play like 2 a.m. It's like
right,
that's ridiculous. Um, yeah,
yeah, you can't have a normal sleep schedule sometimes in certain regions.
yeah. This is why I wanted to make a tournament that literally has a default time of like 0 to 3, something like that. Just like Europe.
Let's go.
Stop EU privilege.
That would be insane.
But I'm too lazy, and I'm like super busy now. But yeah.
Okay, I think we can probably make time for some viewer questions now.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yes. So
Hello, chat.
those of you listening in the live chat, so those listening live, there's a text thread in the Discord server called the live chat. That's where we'll be taking questions. But basically, if you see someone else's question that you would also want asked, then if you could react to it with a thumbs up emoji, that way we can keep track of everything. But I guess while questions come in, Apraxia, do you have any, I guess, key takeaways for overall, like best tournament strategy tips, anything like that, or advice to those getting into tournaments as well?
Um, I would say like know your strengths and stick to them, and then like try if you can try and figure out your opponent's weaknesses. But some people really don't even like doing that. They just want to play to their strengths, which is totally understandable, and like not even worry about their opponent. So find a strategy that works for you when you're playing in a tournament. Um, yeah, just make sure that you stick to what you're good at, and then you can find out what other people are bad at if you want. But if you want.
All right, first.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you can
question.
pick out questions too, but if you want to pick out a question on your own, just make sure you read it out all the way, just those listening audio only.
Yeah. But yeah, I see first question. Uh, oh, how do you control nerves? Let's just do that first.
Okay.
Okay. How do you control nerves in a tourney match? Uh, huh. So for me, I think nerves stem from like the beginning of the match. I don't know why, but like I get the most nervous at the start of a match. I feel like probably everyone probably feels the same way.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh, yeah. So, but what I do is just really, I don't know. I feel like I don't do much. I just try and like, I try and tell this to people. I say like, okay, let nerves be an advantage for you. So like, pick when you have nerves, pick something that you are enhanced on when you have nerves, which probably kind of sounds stupid, but when I have nerves, I think it's more applicable to me. Like when I have nerves, um, I gain speed, which is kind of a buff. Like the adrenaline, like it just gives me more
Right.
speed. So I try and like get all my speed out, get some speed out, like when I first start playing, because the adrenaline really does help you become faster, at least for me.
Yeah, I think that's actually
So
pretty common. So,
yeah. Um, but I don't know, just generally, I would say try and restrict like anything that could make nerves make you miss. Um, I would say like one thing is I think hover players have it rough sometimes if
oh,
they're nervous. So maybe you could switch to drag if you like really need to. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that though.
I think that's true actually. Usually, if I'm feeling nervous and I just start dragging,
Hmm.
um, that can usually help with like aim stability.
Yeah. Um, Sometimes I also recommend people to tense. Unironically, like tense. And
Oh,
like, this is kind of controversial maybe, but I think people should tense for a little bit and like try and stabilize themselves because some people can't stabilize themselves. But you shouldn't always be tensing. But I think tensing can be beneficial, like if you do it a little bit, to try and like learn how to like find the right feeling, and then you can like stop tensing you know after you like get more comfortable like within the match. So that's another reason why I pick stamina is because like I can like tense my aim hand up because there's not really much aim required.
oh,
You
right.
know, yeah.
Oh, one thing. Okay, I need to get your thoughts on this. So, like, like stretching out like your entire body, or like it's like okay, it's something I've done is like I just lie down in bed and I just like stretch out as much as possible. And like I don't know, just try to loosen up in that sense. Has I think helped for nerves, in my opinion.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like mid match or?
So I remember it was some 1v1 grand finals where I won and then it went to bracket reset. And then like you usually get like 5-10 minutes break. And then like during
Mhm.
that time I just like lie down in my bed and just like stretched
Mhm.
as much as possible. And then I was like, I don't know, second wind.
Yeah, normally, um, so this happens sometimes when I stream. Like, if I'm super nervous after a map, I just go, I get up and start walking around. I just go walk around my house
Yeah,
to try and kill nerves. Um, yeah, that only happens when I'm like super stressed, which it does happen sometimes. So
right. Actually, I
yeah,
think
so
like even walking outside your house can sometimes help
mhm.
for like a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Then again,
Um,
you don't have that much time, but
yeah, that's true.
whatever you can do.
I also think okay, so actually, do you think that streaming your matches affects your nerves at all?
Um, hmm, it's a good question, but I would like to say no because I stream all of my matches, so that's kind of just what I'm used to be
Right.
honest. But I don't think I don't think it changes that much for me. But
Yeah,
I haven't I don't really test it that I never really tested it that much.
right.
I would rather be talking to people. I think that's one thing is like you can talk to people like you're
Right.
chatting the break if you want to. Not everyone wants to do that, but I don't know. I think it's good to read chat, even if like they're shitting on you.
Which pretty
Being
much
like
I don't think that happens usually, but
that doesn't usually happen.
yeah.
Even if they do shit on you, it's like well for me, it's like it's just motivation to play better. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's fun. It's fun.
Well, I think what you mentioned about like just kind of being used to streaming your matches, I think like
Hmm.
that same principle applies to like tournament nerves in general. Like as you play more, like 'cause everyone gets nervous in their first tournaments, I feel like, but
Hmm.
as you get more comfortable with that environment, it just kind of becomes normal to you, and it's not really a cause for nerves anymore. Like,
Yeah.
and have you ever experienced like your nerve control is like like you never get nervous in tournaments, and then you take like a couple months break, and then you play a match again, and you're like, oh my god. I don't know if that's ever
Oh.
happened to you.
Um. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe it has once, but I can't remember like the last time I took a significant break
Yeah, you like never took
besides
breaks.
this. Yeah, I never
So,
took breaks, which was pretty bad, not gonna lie.
uh, yeah, but I think yeah, just getting used to the environment. I think. Do you have any like mental things that you tell yourself when like in the middle of a match, or like if you're feeling nervous to try helping you?
Ooh. Um, I don't know. I feel like if you can focus on something else besides the match, it's actually really good. Like if you can just think about random things, but I find that really hard to do. But if you can do it, it's pretty good, you know. Um, oh, I feel like I was gonna say something else. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. I would say like trying to focus on other things is helpful for like trying to forget about nerves. Oh yeah, and then uh like trying not to think about the map too much. Oh, that's one of the reasons why I hate overplaying maps because if I overplay a map that has like super I don't even know what the right word is, but it just has like a pattern that is so missable, And
Right.
then if I practice that map too many times and I just memorize if I think about that pattern too hard, then like I feel like I always miss it.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. That's a really bad mental habit that I feel like I had. So
I think the biggest example, or the best example I can think of like you over practicing pools was like OWC 2017 group stage, where I think
uh,
you played that pool like 20 times or something.
what?
Well, maybe not
I,
20, but
I don't know, but
I mean, you and
dude,
Monko, you were like
for
way over.
group stage. For group stage, like that's just because we play group stage and like, dude, we had to play like Crazy J Hard Rock like 5 times. Like, what the hell is that?
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah,
that's it's so boring and like
wait.
stressful because you're just playing a 5-star map. Oh God, get me out. You know?
Yeah, I remember after the group stage, you were like, "Dude, we practice this pool way too much." It's so mind
Yeah.
blocked. But yeah, I think bottom line is like practice the pool only enough to know the maps, and then you don't really need to play after that.
hmm I agree with that. Yeah.
Right. But
And okay, like I think it's important to mention though that like every map has a different amount of times that it needs to be played.
right.
Yeah, like you probably only need to play No Mod 1 once if because
Yeah.
it's really generic, but you might have to play like other maps multiple times. It's not
Yeah.
you shouldn't practice one map the same amount of times as every other map, I would say.
Right. Like there's some so I think in my case for like United States Cup Grand Finals that just happened a couple months ago, there were some
Mhm.
maps I played like only 2 or 3 times, and then there's some maps I played like 20 times. Um just to
Uh,
like really
what's
learn
what's
them.
the map called? The Daramac map? Is that
Oh,
the one you played 20 times?
not even that one. Okay,
Oh, really?
freaking the hard rock like CS5 like Take song?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've played that map so many times to like
Oh,
learn it.
okay.
I think like
Okay.
as long as you're still learning something with each play or like something like that,
Yeah.
then you can keep playing it. But
Mhm, mhm.
yeah, I think that's probably a good place to wrap up though. Do you have any final shout outs you want to mention about tournament strategy?
Um, I don't know. Do you think there's any questions in the sheet that we should look at?
Um I think most of these are covered, and you said you might be here tomorrow also,
Yeah.
but people can always find you elsewhere as well. And also, you offer coaching over at OC University.
That is
So
true.
if people
Um,
want to pick your brain in that
yes.
regard, then where can people find you for coaching, Apraxia?
Yeah, so you can find me in the OC University Discord,
Uh huh.
under the coaching section. Right? Yes.
Oh my God,
Coaching. Yes. And then you can go to coaching info and then, read all about it and like see what we do. Oh, and we also have reviews. You can like see what people say about my coaching.
that is
So yeah.
true. Very positive reviews. Apraxia is a world-renowned USU coach.
Yes. Thank God.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So, yeah, I think that's mostly going to do it. Anywhere else people can find you? Plug your socials, things like that. I already plugged your Twitter earlier, but you can do it again.
uh yeah.
Let's
I
go.
I I have two Twitters. Um Anx Osu, ANXOSU, and then Apraxia 12. Um the first one is just only Osu related content, so it's like kind of dead. And then the second one is just like my like main Twitter now, where I just talk whenever I feel like talking. But I don't know. Yeah, so those are my Twitters. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about doing. Habib said I should get into the YouTube Shorts algorithm, so
Oh,
maybe I should be doing that
dude.
with all my clips.
Yes, you should stream more. I think I was talking to Will about this, but we were like, dude, Apraxia should stream more. Like, we would actually watch. But
For real.
yes. But anyway,
Uh,
twitch.tv/an_x.
oh yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah,
AN
yeah.
underscore X. Go follow me. Thank
So
you.
true. But yeah, that's going to wrap things up for today. Yes, if you want to get involved in more of these interviews, definitely join our Discord server because that's where everything happens. And if you want to support our content, as I mentioned earlier, best thing you can do is just to share about it with whoever you think might enjoy it. But yeah, thanks to everyone for joining us live. And thanks, Apraxia, also for joining me today.
Yeah.
And with that, that's going to do it for today. And we will see you guys next time.